I've always wanted to be a pilot since I was a little kid, and this is really a dream come true for me to be here.
So I have always flown a lot as a passenger. My brother works for American Airlines, so we've been able to travel all over the world.
When you get to Sling and you come through the doors here, you realize that you can just be yourself and everybody accepts you for who you are, and that's a really good feeling. When you can be yourself, that contributes to becoming a better pilot because you're not worried about anything else. You know that everybody here loves you and accepts you and makes you feel at home, and that's one of the main reasons that I chose Sling.
The community is just wonderful. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it here. I've learned so much. I've met some of the most amazing and wonderful people.
I came to Sling because I could tell that this was a place that was driven by community, and that was super important to me.
Hey guys, it's Matthew from Sling Pilot Academy. Happy Pride Month. Last week we partnered up with NGPA to put on a Pride Pancake breakfast here at Sling for all of our students to enjoy. Stick around to see some of the highlights and hear from some of the students that were there. Enjoy the video.
My name's Carl Muller. I am president of the NGPA Sling Pilot Academy, and right now I'm working close to finishing my commercial rating.
My name is Joey Schiappa. I'm from Chicago, and I'm currently working on my private pilot certificate.
My name is Danae Townsend Pepper, and I'm working on my private license PPL.
Molly Baker, and I am working on getting my private pilot right now.
I was always interested in aviation. Just growing up, my dad took us to air shows all the time. In one of my former careers, I worked for the Air National Guard, so I would see planes take off, fighter jets take off left and right.
I've always wanted to be a pilot since I was a little kid, and this is really a dream come true for me to be here.
Well, I've always been interested in aviation. My father and my uncle were both pilots, and so I grew up flying, and I'm currently a flight attendant. I actually have been a flight attendant for almost 30 years, and just decided to move to the other side of the door.
So I have always flown a lot as a passenger. My brother works for American Airlines, so we've been able to travel all over the world. I knew that I didn't want to be a flight attendant. I still work full-time in corporate world in marketing, but as I mentioned, my brother is a flight attendant, and he decided that he wanted to become a pilot full-time, so he found Sling, got me interested in it because he loved it so much. So I started looking around myself and decided that now is now, and it's time to make the change.
I wanted someplace that looked like a community. I also wanted someplace that was close to home. You know, I do have my dog and my family around the area. What appealed to me was also the flexibility of the schedule. Because we're all human, we have lives, and I am a little bit older, so having that balance was important to me.
I came to Sling because I could tell that this was a place that was driven by community, and that was super important to me. But I also knew that we had an awesome aircraft with modern avionics, a challenging environment to learn in, and you're in California, and it's a beautiful place to fly.
I will say that it was a little difficult at first, just finding my groove. But as I mentioned, it's a great community. It's very supportive. If you have questions, people are there to help.
I am a career changer, but this would be, I guess, my fifth. Used to be a teacher, then I worked in student affairs at a university, then I worked for the Air National Guard doing conferences and policy, and then I worked at a nonprofit as a fundraiser. So really all that journey led me here because I speak about that work-life balance, and I wanted it as something that was gonna afford me that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm a career changer. This is a second round for me. Previously, I was working in film, and I'd love to stay involved in that industry somehow, but being a pilot's where it's at right now. Working in film and being a pilot have a lot of similarities because in film, you're always working with a different crew, and it's no different in the aviation industry. And also, just like cameras, airplanes have a lot of different buttons to press.
I am a career changer. I currently am still actually a flight attendant, so I go to school full time and then I fly on the weekends. as a full-time flight attendant. Again, I've been a flight attendant for almost 30 years. That transition it has its challenges, but it's been fun and it's been amazing. And I'm learning new things about myself. I am learning new ways of learning.
I am a career changer. I've been in corporate world ever since out of college. So I've lived in New York for a long time. That brought me to San Francisco, so in a variety of different marketing positions for big corporate companies. We'll see where it takes me, but ultimately I think the long-term goal would be to join in with the aviation career.
Not directly. I think there's a lot of discrimination that I think occurs nowadays is it's not as outright, it's more subtle, and it's just picking up on cues when someone might say something small that as someone who identifies as gay, you're just more attuned to what's going around, right? It's, walking down the street holding someone's hand, you think, where am I? Like, is this gonna be okay? And there's a part of you that's like, well, it doesn't matter, this is what I wanna do, but you also are very cognizant of your surroundings. So within aviation, it's not so much that I felt something direct, but I know there is a very heteronormative culture within it that is changing, and I wanna be part of that change. We started NGPA last year. It was just a group of us that kind of formed the board, and from the board, we got a bigger organization going to the point we're able to put on larger events like this Pancake Breakfast or Pride Breakfast.
As an LGBT person, anytime you walk into a new community, it can be kind of scary. But when you get to Sling and you come through the doors here, you realize that you can just be yourself and everybody accepts you for who you are, and that's a really good feeling. And I think that also, when you can be yourself, that contributes to becoming a better pilot because you're not worried about anything else. You know that everybody here loves you and accepts you and makes you feel at home, and that's one of the main reasons that I chose Sling. No, I found the aviation community to be really welcoming in general. I think that there's always a long way to go, and I always try to be the bridge of changing people's expectations of what a gay person might look like. So far, everything at Sling's been awesome. I've already made friends in the short time that I've been here. We've been going out, we get together and we study, we have a good time, and it's really cool to just kick it with everybody here.
I'm an ally to the LGBTQIA+ community and have been for as long as I can remember, because I believe that everyone should have every opportunity and every chance and not be discriminated against. I see the way that sometimes our friends get treated as less than, as marginalized, and there's no place for that. I try, and whenever I do see people being discriminated against, to speak up. That's the biggest thing. If you see someone being marginalized, if you see someone being discriminated against, if you see someone being treated as other than, speak up. Let them know that they're cared for. Let them know that not everyone is the same. We all have differences, whether you're straight, you're gay, you're bi, you're questioning, or you're ace. Everyone has differences, and those should be celebrated, not penalized. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it here. I have learned so much. I've met some of the most amazing and wonderful people. The community is just wonderful. You are, again, as I said earlier, challenged constantly, but it's about meeting those challenges, and Sling has been a wonderful place.
I can't say I've personally seen discrimination myself. I'm not necessarily in the aviation career world now. Flying as a passenger, I think I've seen, more openness, more accepting. It's a big community and everyone seems to be very supportive. So I'm happy to, be an ally and continue the support and give my helping hand where it needs.
I'm excited to fly the big ones, the big planes, get to that point in my career where I'm, flying for one of the majors. Through my training here and when I started to now, there comes a point I feel like in each rating that I've had where I've been like, can I do this? Because sometimes it does get a little frustrating if you plateau or, but as long as in my experience, when I've worked through it, when I powered through, there comes a time where it all clicks and you're like, oh wow, I can, and it gets exciting. And that feeling is, it's strong, and you can feel what it's going to feel like in the future as well.
Right now, I'm most excited about my progress on radio communications and also my landings.
Just the progressions that I make every day, and they're not huge progressions all the time. Sometimes you'll make a huge leap, but other days it's just little baby steps. And for me, it's just seeing the progress that I do make that I really enjoy and appreciate.
I'm most excited about finishing private. I'm so close, just keep inching forward and seeing that progress come. And once getting over that first hurdle, I think I am and will be even more extremely proud of myself. But again, I couldn't have done it without all of the supportive people here helping me along the way. It's been tough. It's a huge learning curve from someone who started from zero. So I'm most excited about continuing on and starting instrument once I finish private.
I really enjoy the community here. Everyone's working on different rating. Everyone here is here to support each other. You don't find someone who's not willing to help. And that's kind of like the larger perspective I have with Sling as a school. But then even a little bit, kind of narrowing that focus a little bit, with NGPA here and the support that we get from Sling, it's nice to have your own community within a community, so that, for struggles that we might be more attuned to, we have each other to kind of lean on or reflect with. But Sling has always been supportive of us and the build out of this organization. And I find the community within the community supportive, but having that larger community as a whole it's integral to success here.
I chose Sling because of the community, and by and large, this is one of the only flight schools that I found that has something like this, that has a space like this that we're in. They put on a lot of different events, and the coolest part is that people just accept you for who you are here. You don't have to pretend to be someone that you're not. We have so many different people from so many different areas of life all coming together, but we're all here doing the same thing, and it really forms a bond. I'd say to anybody looking into changing careers, whether you're from the film industry or from anywhere else in the world, if you ever thought about being a pilot, now's the time to do it for sure. You can do it. You have to believe in yourself. I had self-doubt, and I've got here and I've already learned that I can do it, and I know that you can too.